So, you're basically making your way through the crowd and through the smoke and everything else kind of underneath legs. Are you standing and walking or crawling?
I think it was.
Okay. Why don't you, let's see here. All right. So as you're crawling along, is an 18 going to hit you?
Yes.
Okay. You get sort of bumped and kind of rolled into a group of other people and knocked out of the crowd. You find yourself in the street itself.
So outside of the fog too?
Yeah, outside of the fog. And you're able to see the edge of the fog and kind of see some people there as well. And as you kind of roll on the edge of the fog, the street at this point is empty. Strangely, eerily empty at this point. And out of the fog comes running a shape. And she basically just comes running up towards you, grabs your hand, and begins running as quickly as she can. And it's Viola.
Okay.
And she just grabs your hand and just starts booking.
Okay.
We have to get away from here quickly. We'll come back for the others. We'll do what we can.
We don't have to leave them.
What else are we supposed to do? All right. She's dragging you. Are you going to try to fight her? You can roll a strength test if you want to try to fight her.
Yes.
Okay, roll strength.
And here's where she does like karate chops and that makes you pass out.
Oh my god, that'd be 17.
17?
I think so.
All right, yeah, you're able to sort of stop and
Wait,
hold
you're
and
at a -1?
Yes.
you're able to like kind of like you're just basically dragging, like you can keep your feet in and stuff like that, like kind of like you did with your dad when you were younger, and you try to pull you back in the house and you drag into the snow. Actually, as that's happening, and you're thinking back to your father, you're remembering sort of Viola like grabbing something and pulling it behind her.
Okay.
And you see your father's body as she's dragging it.
No, she dragging. Ma.
And you see that he's still alive, and he's got like a muzzle over his mouth. And she's dragging you as well as you're fighting her in the snow. You've got your feet stuck in, and you're trying to basically fight from her pulling you. But she's basically pulling the two of you, and it's over towards some pit. And you see down over the ridge, there's polar bears. And you see as she's just holding on to you, she just looks at you intently. Attachments are a pointless thing for a little girl like you to keep. And she throws your father down amongst them. And you can see as he's falling, there's blood coming off of him, and he's falling down amongst them. And that's when you snap back in because you don't want to remember the rest.
Can I like start fighting harder?
Do you want to pull away from her?
Yes.
With that roll, yes, you can. Do you want to just book it?
Yes.
Are you booking it away from, like, which direction are you booking it?
I want to go find them.
Are you going back into the fight? Because that's a little harder. There's an alleyway that you could try running down. Or you can run down the street. What were your instincts? Do you mind if I just pick instinct if you're trying to run away? Allie.
Okay.
I mean, because there's no fighting. So you just book it?
Sure.
All right. Luke, you're the one, right?
Yep, that was the one.
All right.
The one?
You are the one.
Neo.
Yeah.
So basically you stumble outwards and you're kind of into the opposite alley from where you were on the other side. It's sort of up over, like, because there's the building here, so it's the alley sort of on this side.
Okay.
And as you sort of stumble out of there, you kind of feel yourself being, like, pulled almost towards the end of it. And Viola is pulling you out from the fight.
Okay, Luke's is a little weird up, but now
No, but remember,
right?
But Parnell has no idea
Right.
about any of that stuff.
Right.
She looks at you, and she kind of like basically grabs onto you for a moment, this way, quickly, and she seems angry.
Give me the screens.
Oh,
Okay.
You know what? Let's just
Yeah,
do this so
right.
that if
You
I
were
forget,
gonna.
there you go.
Yeah. Well, this is why I
Oh.
was sitting next to you. Remember?
If you power that on, you can go into it and you can control it from that one.
All right.
But Michigan and
No,
Chris.
remove this one. Here, actually, let me set it up quick.
Sorry.
One thing. Sorry about this.
This way we can all control the camera. The camera. If you watch 30 Rec.
There you go.
Thank you.
Test it once. Go to just like one of the other ones with the mice, the Hero Lab one.
Hero Lab one.
Anyone, just one of them. It's not working. There you go. You got it. It's working.
But Michigan and Chris.
She looks back at you. We don't have time.
Last time you pulled me away.
My friends will get them. Let's go.
Who is your friends here?
She grabs you by the scruff, picks you up, and starts carrying you.
I'll start running along with her if she's gonna carry me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she basically just starts taking off.
Okay, I'm following.
All right. We're gonna come back to you. All right.
Mhm.
And you were which one? 3?
4.
4. You were 4. Okay. Okay. So you come out the street
Mm-hmm.
opposite to where she was, and as you kind of pop out from the street, you see another figure pops out to the right of you,
Mm-hmm.
sort of running through, and you see Viola just sort of looks over at you and goes, "There you are. We need to get out of here quickly. We'll come back for the others."
I'm not leaving without them.
We don't have time for this. Do you not see what's going on there?
Right.
Right. We'll get them, I promise, but I have to get you somewhere safe first.
I am not leaving without them.
Fine. Then you can stay here and you can die with them. And she
Fine.
starts taking off down the street.
These are the only friends that I have. This is
All right.
my only family. I am not abandoning my only
Right.
family.
And as she takes off, you see kind of in the cloud, you see this shape with spikes off of it and sort of a much larger, almost 6.5 foot tall shape is
Mhm.
beginning to form from the clouds as it's beginning to head towards you. And once again, you're getting that feeling like you're remembering your father coming home
Mhm.
and you're remembering him taking off the helmet and sort of seeing within. And it's always hard to hug someone in one of those suits of armor.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also remembering all of the Hell Knights that stood outside of your house that hunted him down, that came into your house. Each of their footprints upon the floor as you were hiding under that bed.
Mhm.
I'm going to leave it at that. As that shape begins coming out, are you going to still stand there?
No, I'll run.
Are you running with her or a different direction? You maybe hit up an alley. She goes down an
Well,
alleyway.
Mishka went down.
You don't know where
Oh,
Mishka
I
went.
don't know because you said opposite of her. That's why.
I'm just sort of letting you
Oh,
know
okay.
for your
Directionally,
sake.
okay.
The alley lets out
Directionally,
two
yeah.
directions.
Just want to make
No
sure
one's
that
there.
I didn't see her go on the other
Yeah.
side. Okay.
Christiana doesn't know. I'm telling for
Okay, just making sure.
Elise. Yeah.
Well, my instinct though would be if he's coming out of the mist,
Mhm.
would be to go back into it where I'm the least seen.
Okay, so the street
Whoa.
isn't that wide,
Yeah.
right? And
Right,
you're
but
kind of back
nobody.
out.
It was really
Do you wanna
difficult to
take
see
a
in that fog.
You could also hide down the alley. I'm just
That's-
saying,
Because I think you would have to pass the night in order to get back into the fog.
Yes.
and just
Would I?
so you
Yes.
know,
Okay,
your
No,
knowledge
it's
of Hell
here.
Knights,
And
they
he's
Oh,
outside,
okay.
so he's
they don't need to see you to track you.
that is true. Then I have no choice, and I would run.
Sorry.
Yeah.
For the sake of ha-has. Or not ha-has. Alright.
Ahas?
Alright, so you begin running down there and you head around the corner and you see that she's right there waiting for you.
hmm
And begins running with you. You need to keep concentrating on getting that power out. Look, you're one who can help us to fight against it. Your father, he was a Hell Knight, right?
Right.
Right. What you were meant to become, what you were meant to be, it has to do with that. You need to keep concentrating.
Okay.
No, now, as you're like running.
Right, but it's a little difficult to concentrate and run at the same time.
She pulls you off down in a side, like behind sort of a dumpster area. Fine, concentrate now.
Okay.
So what are you gonna do?
Concentrate now.
Like how?
I mean, I do think about it in like really silly like TV show ways. When you concentrate, you close your eyes and think really hard. So that would probably be it.
Okay.
So
So you close your eyes and begin sort of pushing, right?
Mhm.
All right. So let's see. I want you to choose a feat
Okay. I have options.
of a sort. So I want you to go amongst the feats, and I want you to find. I'm going to go to somebody else. All right. And I
Okay.
want you to find a feat that you think would help in this situation.
This is gonna take a while.
Yeah, I know. We got to do both of these first before I come back
Out
to you,
of
so you have a
all of
little
them?
time. Out of everything that is available to you, only the valid stuff.
Okay, only valid.
So it
Alright.
could be something having to do with hiding. It could have, anything of that nature. If you wanted to, it could also be something about trying to fight it. Although you're probably not in a position to do that just yet.
Right, but I could be dodgy and sleuthy.
That's true.
Oops.
So you're running down that alleyway, and you're just blindly running at this point. I mean, it's sort of like fear has overtaken you. The sort of childhood, like remembrance and everything else of that fear, and you're not even sure where you've run to at this point. You've gone into other streets, you've gone into other side alleys, you've gone everywhere, but you sort of stop at some point, and you're not exactly even sure when. And it's just you're just sort of there, and you're breathless, and you're in the middle of the street. There's tons of people at this point. Do you feel safer at this point with a lot of people or no people?
Neither. I don't have my friends, so I don't feel safe.
Okay.
It is not about other people. Once I stop and catch my breath, I think now my brain is going to come back a little bit, and I'm going to concentrate on them.
Okay. Why don't you give me a perception check?
I always love death from above. That's like one of my favorite feats. It's so ridiculous.
I do love it. It's,
Death from above will help, right? But with dive bomb, everyone.
We have Kitty sniffing the
Oh,
dice.
here.
That didn't help my dice. Yeah.
Oh, it made it worse.
No!
Well, I'll let
Kitty!
you go with the first one.
10.
The 10. All right. Well, it's enough to get a layout. You're still in the coins. You recognize a
Roll
few
again,
of the
yeah.
landmarks.
roll it again.
Okay.
And you're pretty sure that Lambert's office is that way. You're fairly close to it. Your home is that way.
No, we're not going there.
Okay. You know the inn is pretty close by. You know that Lambert's office and his inn are pretty close by to one another. So you might be able to talk to his master. Although his master is terribly big.
Noman Bean.
Your Noma being your alchemy shop is about 5 blocks that way. It's not as close as Lambert's office, but it's still fairly close.
No, I think I want to go to Lambert's office first. I don't
Okay.
want to go to any place associated with us. And then I want to talk Lambert into coming with me to the academy, because maybe Viola take them to the academy.
Okay. All right.
Assuming Lambert is there.
Right. So you begin making your way to Lambert's office, and you see that it's kind of it's a guard post, right? And so it's a larger stone building. It also kind of acts as, in the coins, sort of a town hall of sorts, but not quite. There's other sort of town halls, but for this sort of little section. And you know that it's sort of not exactly the best appointment you could have amongst the first watch, but it's still a decent appointment. And when you go in there, there's a number of men. They're not in armor. But you do see across the wall, there's like all their different armor and weapons sort of set up there for them to grab as needed. There's a couple of men who are sort of standing guard outside who are in armor, but they don't pay you any heed and kind of let you go in. And also inside you see other civilians, some making reports, things like that. But the people who come in here to make reports aren't like, your average person. Usually only the richer people or richer travelers or things like that are the people who are really listened to here. Otherwise, you're sent to the Coins Guard, and they're also known as the Token Guard, mainly because of the fact that if you have enough money, you can pretty much get them to do anything you want, either look away or go after someone. So no one really trusts them anyways. But in here, you do see that there's a number of people, of civilians, more than usual, but that's just because you have refugees and other things of that nature. And you see Lambert in the back, and he seems to be questioning someone. That person does not seem to be there of his own volition. Is sort of tied down to the chair, and you see that the little thing that's floating there is kind of like doing its glow on him. And he's going through, And as you get up a little bit closer, I'm telling you, I have no idea what you're talking about. I wasn't there. And nothing's happening from the device. Give me a sense motive check.
Oh, Christ.
I think you're probably telling the truth. Yep.
Okay.
That happens. And so, yeah, so you see him, and he's basically like, Lambert just looks frustrated. He's extremely tired at this point.
Can I,
And he looks up to you, and he just kind of gives you a finger, like a one-moment finger.
can I hear the dude's voice?
No, right now he's sort of turned away. And Lambert just is sort of sighs. Why don't you just stew here for a moment? When I come back, you better have the answers that I'm looking for. Understood? Kind of gets up. Just so you know, the guard that came through, remember that came in with the Hell Knight, looked like they were token guard. So they weren't first guard, they were token. Just I want to make that clear. So he kind of comes up to you and are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. Can we talk somewhere less people?
Let me just lock this one up and then, yeah, we can talk, all right?
If you see
All right.
something that you think will be good.
Grabs him and takes him in the back. And you're just sort of standing amongst all these people. You know, and a few of them kind of give you looks, little odd sidelong looks. Like, just not sure who you are. You know,
Oh,
a
I'm
bunch of
scanning
different
the
guards.
hell out of that whole room. I'm so
was my
paranoid
impression.
right now, like you would not believe.
You're not recognizing any of faces that you saw within that fight. So, no one at all or anything like that.
That doesn't help my paranoia.
I know, I'm just letting you know.
But thank you. Okay.
And he comes back from the back and just kind of waves you in. Where are the others?
I don't know, but I think they're alive. They're in danger. Listen, there's a big fight, and then this fog came. And Viola, did you know Viola?
Yeah, I know Viola. Viola came and helped me.
Wait, what?
Wait, no, I'm not. No, this wrong person. I'm talking to the wrong person. No, actually, he would say that. That's right.
He was one of the orphans, right?
No, he's not an orphan.
No.
Group?
He's one of the. He worked with his father.
Oh, Lambert. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Lambert.
Lambert.
I was thinking of.
Yeah, she
Brought all the orphans in, you know.
Yeah, I know. And before you guys showed up, before you were ever there, I don't know. She was there a lot.
Where? The academy? Your
Yeah.
house? The academy. Okay.
Yeah, she graduated from the academy.
What?
Yeah, she was a teacher there. What?
I didn't know this.
I figured you knew.
No, she wasn't teacher there when I was there. Anyways, okay, listen, okay, fine, fuck it. You know, listen, I don't, you can tell me later, but, okay, so we were leaving the apartment, we were gathering, remember, because I told you in the choke and the gas bar, and okay, and then we were packing all our stuff together, and then Viola shows up, and she's like, you need to meet me at this place, and I'm like, okay, it's Viola, I trust her, right?
Whoa, slow down. You're going so fast right now. All right.
People are trying to kill my friends. Would you like me to slow down so they can die first?
Where'd you last see them?
It was by this,
Give me an intelligence check to see if you can backtrack your running away.
Jesus.
Good thing your intelligence is high though.
9?
9? You have a fairly good idea of where in the coins it was, but not the exact streets or you know where exactly. Yeah, but you can remember the buildings, so if you
Okay.
can at least get in the area, you'd know where it was.
Okay. The buildings, you know, like that, and it looked like in the red one, and you know, and there was
So
this
you-
alley, and then I'm
Okay,
like
that's a
describing.
pretty broad section of the coins to search.
There is a massive fight going on right now. I think we can hear it.
All right, he kind of gets up. Am I going to need my armor for this?
You're going to need more men for this. There's many people.
I can't just go and grab men. I'm not exactly in charge here.
I don't understand. There's a whole bunch of people, and there's a big fight, and shouldn't that be, you know?
That's something for the token guard to deal with, not for me. I'm going to go with you, and we're going to find them, but I can't just have a bunch of people show up for that. They'll laugh me out of... We don't.
like magic and everything, Lambert. You don't understand. There's like a wizard magic person flies down and
Every day in the city, do you have any idea how many people use magic improperly, especially since the refugees shown up? We have 2,000 reports just from the last week. I'm sorry, and I know we're going to help them, but I can't bring other people.
Okay, Lambert. Okay. I understand, but do me a favor, okay? I know you and I, we're not like best friends or anything, but I'm scared. Please don't leave me.
He kind of makes a move like he's going to reach out and grab you, but then sort of checks himself and holds back.
He's in love with you, remember?
Yep. Let me go get my armor.
Can I borrow some more?
Well, you have your dagger, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
That is not armor.
You kind of check it, make sure it's still there.
Yes.
All right. You hear a bit of like scuffling going on from one of the bags.
Oh shit! Are you guys okay? Are we? A little bit.
Okay. All right, Luke.
This is very
So-
difficult for me.
Just keep going. You got it. If you need help, I can
I
find one
do.
for you. All right. Why don't you help her out? Actually, do this. Just type on the top. Do you want stealth? Is that kind of what you're looking
No.
for?
Like, that would help, but stealth would work, like, combat defense type thing would work. Dodge.
Because there's a couple that you could do. You could take stealthy, which gives you
Yeah.
bonuses on stealth and escape artist. Actually, I'd say that'd probably be the best.
Yeah. So, and then there's acrobatic, which might help too.
That's true. Can I get you moving? Yeah, either one of those two I think would
Okay.
be your best bet.
So
And then whichever one you take, whichever the two skills are, put skill points into each of those.
Okay.
so I'm being dragged away.
And if I remember correctly, you were down the alley. And she kind of makes her way through that alley out into another street, into another alley. She's basically leading you through, and every time she comes up to a corner, she kind of looks out it. When there's people, she just kind of acts normal and just sort of walks with them. And it's almost like she's using like people, like you've read about trackers, or people trying to get away from trackers using rivers, right, to sort of move along the crowd, right?
She's using crowds like water too.
Yeah. To sort of
act like a
scent
crowd.
and footprints and all that kind of stuff.
So Viola, while we're traveling here, how do we make this time not like the last time when we run away and everyone else dies? Sorry to ask it that way, but what can I do? What can we do?
At that point, you sort of feel as though something is waiting in the background as you ask that question. Something that might help. Like you can kind of feel it.
I push aside and I need Viola to tell me.
Okay. Just keep coming with me. Stay quiet. Stay stealthy. Don't draw attention to yourself.
Okay, but what are we going to do?
Figure that out as soon as we get someplace safe. But first we need to get away from them. Losing a Hell Knight isn't as easy as it sounds.
Well, if he's tracking 4 people, I think we got a decent chance. We can just go anywhere.
At least you smell like the sewer. That's a good thing. And you realize something. She doesn't. Now, mind you, she could very well have done something
Just
to
like
remove
I
it,
did earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
but she does not have the sewer smell on her.
Let's go to the first watch. Drop me off there.
That is
Or-
the last place we want to go. Do you?
I know we know people there.
Yeah, you know Lambert, who's part of the academy, and if we go back there, all he's going to do is just take you right back in.
Yeah. To the academy?
Which is really realistic again?
Look, we need to find everyone else. We need to get to them together. And yes, we're going to have to go back to the academy for a moment. We need to get Hamish. But the last thing we want to do is go back to the First Guard. We're not going back to the academy with them. We're just going to sneak in, grab who we need, and get out. Got it?
Okay. But what about the fight?
What about the fight? My friends are taking care of it.
I don't feel like that's the way it looked. And I don't even know which side was your friends. I need to be doing something this time.
She lifts her head up like this, like she's just frustrated. And as she does so, give me a perception check. Is that cocked?
Little.
My
It's on one of
I
the.
realized I was sitting on it.
Wow, really, guys?
Hey, I'm sorry. I was
Yeah.
thirsty.
Do you want me to roll again, or
Yeah, we roll.
we got the dice cam? That one's good.
That's even better.
Aren't you glad we had you reroll?
Yeah. That is a 5. Yeah, it doesn't really matter what other things modify it. So yeah, I'm
Hold
too
on.
focused on the moment.
Because something within you is telling you that something is wrong. Do you want to kind of give into that feeling?
Yeah, now that she's not coming up with a plan.
All right, give me a reroll, and you feel something sort of like some power, some strength within you, kind of coming through,
That's a 20.
and it stands out to you now. You can see right underneath here, underneath her chin, it's almost like there's a line, and it's kind of peeling back a little bit. And underneath it, you can see like it almost looks like scaling, like it's something kind of like a little mass kind of peeling upwards. And you sense a feeling of danger inside of you.
So the plan is to go to ground and then go to the academy to get Hamish out.
Yes. But first we need to organize, we need to get everyone together because we can't just walk in there alone.
All right, point me in the direction. Let's go.
This way.
All right. I take out the other direction. as soon as she starts moving,
Mhm.
that's when I'll start moving in the opposite direction.
All right. Do you want to do, as you're
Can I
doing
get-
it,
can I
you
do
once
it
again sort of feel that feeling within you, like you could call upon something.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, did I have you put your bard as an actual level yet?
No.
Okay. Put your bard as an actual level, and then give yourself the spell Vanish.
I love that spell.
Vanish?
Yeah.
I love that spell.
As you basically, for a brief moment, go completely invisible.
That's useful.
Where are you going to head towards?
Opposite.
Well, opposite direction, but like, where do you want to go to as a location that you want to try to get to?
I want to go back to the fight, but what was the closest of our locations to that? Where we were coming out? First of all, did I even know where the fight was taking place? We just came out of the sewer. Do I know where that was?
Yeah, you remember that.
Do I know of any open rooftops I can get to around that area?
You might be able to. It's going to be an alleyway, so you might be able to find a ladder or a stair or something like that that'll go up to them.
All right, then I'm going to run that way. Run that
Buildings
direction.
in this area are built so differently, you never really know what you're going to get.
Right. We run that direction, but I want to end up like at least a street to north with the main thoroughfare. I mean, on the other side of the main thoroughfare, so I can hear anything that's going on over there before I get within sight range.
Okay. So as you're taking off and you go invisible, she does turn around, and you hear her yelling out, "Pardo! Oh,
Whoa.
I think there's sound on over there.
There is. It's been doing that the whole time.
All right, hang on. Pause, guys. I'm going to turn this off, or at least turn it down.
It's been fairly quiet.
Where is it even coming from? It's probably from the TV. Yep.
No.
No? Okay.
It may have been on volume 1 and you just turned it down to 0. That's also possible.
If I do this, at least it'll be in there, so that'll be fine. All right. And as she yells it out, she also yells, "Be careful, it's dangerous.
Take these.
It's not what you think." As you're kind of disappearing away.
I think I hear it more now, actually.
Shout!
Yeah.
I have no idea where it's coming from, but at least it's not loud enough to be picked up by the stream. So
Are we sure? Or are we having an
They would have
echo?
said something.
Yeah. I was
no,
gonna
they
say
would.
something.
I'm pretty sure we're good. So
That's not Viola, so
right.
good advice, but I'm not
But
gonna
it's
listen to it.
right. So you're going back to the fight, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Pause. Back to you.
Mhm.
Okay. So I also want you. You've chosen your feat.
Yes.
Okay. Now I want you to add another level of Slayer as well,
Okay.
and you can feel sort of like something inside of you growing, like this power that's sort of filling you.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like your father. That's the
Hit
best
points what?
sensation I can get. Why don't you roll?
Sweet. Whoop bam.
It is a little louder. While you're rolling, I'm gonna see if I can.
Yeah. I would just take that out.
It's actually better. Not like that.
Oh, really?
Nice.
I think Jamin secretly touched all our dice when we weren't looking.
So what was that rule on rerolls,
That is
Shannon?
definitely not what I did.
Is there a reroll rule?
You can have one of them.
Forever?
Yeah.
Is this the... Yeah, use it now.
No.
You're better off using it early. What'd you roll?
A 1.
Re-roll it.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, early on it matters so much more than later on.
I rolled a 1 again. Does that count as my reroll?
No, it doesn't count.
Oh.
If you get the same, I'm not gonna on a re-roll. If you get 1 or 2, I'm gonna let you just keep
6
6
is
as well.
better. Okay.
But remember, that's the only re-roll you get for the entirety of you doing hit points.
And it's on the internet, so you know it's true.
We have record.
Serious business on the internet.
And then I'm just gonna automatically check the +4.
So which one did you choose, by the way?
The first one I chose for the first level. I did a +1 to my will.
No, the feat. Which feat did you choose?
Stealthy.
Stealthy. Cool. All right.
Okay, so I have added that next level.
Cool. All right. So you kind of concentrate and you feel something like kind of coming up from within you again. And suddenly you're kind of like looking around at all the different shadows that are around you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like the shadows come out from the walls even stronger than they were previously. Like you can just see where each of them is. You know, like which ones you can hide in, which ones people will find you in. The best ways to kind of keep yourself quiet. You realize that the shoes you're wearing are terrible for sneaking around.
Take them off.
All right.
So,
And suddenly, just mentally, you kind of like also understand the idea of losing a trail too, and like kind of sort of losing someone who's trying to follow you. And she looks at you. Just go with it. Go with your instincts, and I'll follow.
because I would have no reason not to trust her. Elise knows this might be weird, but I will continue to go along that path.
Okay. All right. Why don't you give me a stealth check? What is your new bonus to stealth, by the way?
Well, I already had appointed it previously,
Right.
so now it's a +9.
Okay.
Check this guy out. 25.
Whoa.
So the two of you basically begin making your way like through the alleyway,
Yeah.
as though you never existed within it. You're no longer leaving tracks for someone to watch and to see.
Mhm.
You're basically like you come out of the alley and just slip right into the crowd, and no one even watches as you do so.
Mm-hmm.
As you follow with the crowd, you may make your way out to the next alley. Basically, everything that she was doing with Parno is what you're doing now.
Okay.
As you're basically kind of like it's almost within you this sort of like knowledge of how to do that. Like almost instinctually, you just know how to do these sorts of things. And you begin turning like and going through. And as you kind of come out from another alleyway, you sort of feel as though you've reached the point where you've reached that like level of safety.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been keeping up with you the whole time, and she seems to have a smile on her face, like she's just sort of very impressed with everything that you're doing. Very good, Christiana. I think we're safe for now, but we still need to find the others.
Correct.
I would like it if we could get Hamish first, though. Would you be willing to join me in that, or do we need to find the other two first?
I think that would be best, because right now Hamish might be in the safest place.
My fear is, though, that if they're captured, they'll just be taken right back to the academy as well. And my hope is that maybe if we go back there, we can just...
Can Hamish help us in this situation? Or will Hamish help us? But wait, if they're going to get captured and taken back to the academy, that doesn't make much sense.
That's why we're getting Hamish out of there. That place was never a good place or a safe place. In that place, everything that you were supposed to be, the person you were supposed to be, they suppressed it. They pushed it down. They kept it from you ever being able to be that thing that fate had decided that you were supposed to be. And I'm sorry because I played a part in that. And I promise you right now that I'm doing everything in my power to make that right. But for right now, you're going to have to just trust me. They're going to take them back to the academy. If all of you are waking up, if it's coming back, they're going to want to get you back there, and they're going to want to make it so they can suppress it all again. Return you back to your ordinary lives, because as long as you're living your ordinary life, you're not out there stopping what they're trying to do. So it's up to you, Christiana. Are you with me?
What are they trying to do?
That's the part I don't know. I'm hoping because Hamish has been at the academy the entire time that he might know.
Mm-hmm.
Although you sense that that's not the full reason why she wants him. It's your call, Christiana. Whatever you feel is best is what we'll do.
I'd rather get Parno and Mishka.
She nods. Then let's do that. Where do you think they would have gone? If they had escaped, if they had gotten away, where would they go?
Lambert.
She nods.
Because that was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
As far as she knows, that was the go-to. When in doubt, probably go towards where all the big people with swords are.
All right.
I see how the ladies think alike.
The guy's like, I gotta rescue them. The ladies are like, let's go get someone who can do something.
Let's go get someone who's bigger than me. to fight for.
Well, you were
But
also
the funny thing is you're probably more thinking that Parno would go for Lambert, not
That's
necessarily.
true, but I figured let us go where we know where the resources are.
All right.
Parno would want to rally up an army,
My actual thought was that I told her I wanted to go to Lambert.
but everyone
And then-
wanted to go to Lambert.
Right, but then I told her that, and then she turned out to not be Viola.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, okay, I told her I wanted to Lambert. I know where she wants to go, so I'm trying to figure out. So I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find the real Viola.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
Who
So-
knows? We'll see. That might be the worst idea.
All
But right now, everything seems hunky dory.